This video is going to be a film study look at the three big plays that Rashod Bateman made in the Ravens' Monday Night Football win over the Bucs, 41-31 on the road. He had a 59-yard catch that led to the Ravens taking a 14-10 lead on our third possession. He had a 48-yard touchdown catch on a bomb from Lamar in the third quarter to put us up 27-10, and then a crucial conversion, potentially crucial conversion in the fourth quarter. We're up 38-16, I believe, and on a 3rd and 6 on a speed out concept, he gets an easy win. He now has 3 touchdowns in 2024, 21 of 30 catches to targets. Most importantly, perhaps, 18.8 yards per catch. I think that's pretty remarkable, if you ask me, for a guy who, after his rookie season, only really once in 2022 did we see an explosive version of Rashod Bateman. I'm still not sure that we have the same top-end speed that we saw on that long touchdown on a slant against the Dolphins, or the ensuing week on the road against the Patriots. 2 of his catches up the left sideline. Thought he looked like a 4.3/4.4 guy. He's got a 70% catch percentage in 2024. The reality is this offense, you have to take advantage of your opportunities when you get them, because regardless of if you're Rashod Bateman, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers tends to get more targets than others at times, but all of those guys have had weeks where they only got 1 or 2 targets because someone else was absolutely taking over. Not only does he have a 70% catch percentage this year, 17 first downs on 21 catches, but his yards per target has doubled since 2023. And he didn't play bad last year, in my opinion. I think he did a lot of things well. First of all, he played the entire year. He only had 1 touchdown catch. This touchdown against the Bengals later in the season in the home win over Cincinnati when Lamar scrambled outside of the pocket. He didn't play poorly. He split reps with OBJ. We didn't see the big play potential last year like we are this year. Maybe the routes are different. Maybe the routes he's being tasked with running are different. Maybe him and Lamar trust each other more. I don't know, but the reality is we're seeing a better version of Rashod Bateman, more of these type wins. That was a crucial actual 3rd down reception that led to a field goal against Houston in our divisional round win. He's played well in 2024 from the standpoint of taking advantage of his opportunities. Would you like to see him get more chances to get the ball? Well, sure. I think that statement applies to probably 5 or 6 guys on this offense. There's just so many capable players who can make an impact and have, in fact, so far in 2024. This is the best offense in the league. We have the 2 best players in the league in the same backfield, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, number 1. Number 2, we have complementary pieces at our running back position and our tight end position. I'm talking about Charlie Kolar and Justice Hill, guys who do their job in lieu of or in support of the starters, the guys who get more reps, get more time in Derrick Henry and Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews, meaning ahead of them on the, quote, depth chart or usage during the game. I think Bateman last year showed us he was underutilized. I think that's clear. Were it not for OBJ being on the roster in 2023, he probably gets more opportunities and far exceeds the statistical output that he was able to contribute while we went 13-4 in the regular season. He's made big plays this year, down the sideline, places where we need someone to win, and he's been that guy. The top end speed, does it look like he's going to be a guy who breaks long plays often? Maybe not, but he certainly is taking advantage of them. He's making those catches. That was a sick catch that I had almost forgot about in week 1 because he's had, at this point, 4 or 5 of them. This was a win last week on a 3rd and 5 up the left sideline. And look, the reality is, against Washington, Zay Flowers and Rashod Bateman, if they'd got 18 targets, they probably had 18 catches. 20 targets, probably had 20 catches. They absolutely were athletic mismatches for those guys from a speed and technique standpoint, and then being able to catch the ball and convert last year. And then his first touchdown of the year against Dallas, this cool little concept where he veers into the safety and then brings it back out. And as Lamar kind of slides out to the right of the pocket on a 2nd and 7, he sees Bateman. Once Bateman threatened this safety for this route, he's got to go. Him and Diggs haven't really gotten on the same page in terms of who would take that route. So in this case, no one is able to deal with Bateman bringing it back to the right-hand side of the field, essentially the right hash. Beautiful throw by Lamar and adjustment. Last night, against the Bucs. Bateman, would you have liked to have seen him get 5 or 6 or 7 targets? Yeah, sure. From a mathematical standpoint, if we're only running 5, 6 plays on the drive, as opposed to other teams that are running 7, 8, or maybe 9, that's just from a general standpoint, less opportunities for you to get the football. Bateman from the slot position is running a vertical, and Whitehead has spun down. I think he's trying to, first of all, Whitehead knows that the Bucs are blitzing. Second of all, he knows that Andrews is there. So on this 1st and 10 in the second quarter, for whatever reason, he's betrayed. I thought both of those guys betrayed their positioning multiple times and, in fact, led to big plays. In the half, Bateman's short reception would have set us up for, I believe, a 3rd and 2, but I could be wrong. As it stood, KJ Britt's roughing the passer gives us a new set of downs. We're able to go down and get a field goal. This is the big one. And I think you see an example of what the Bucs were trying to do. It's not uncommon. A lot of teams on trips or bunch to the far side will take the backside safety, boundary side safety, and kind of help them deal with those routes. But none of those routes are developing here. I feel like Winfield is jumping this too early, in my opinion. Now, the other way to look at it is he dropping down to a version of their cover 3? I don't necessarily think so. We've had routes that emanated from the bunch go inside, so the corner up to that side is kind of difficult to deal with what his assignment is. If it's cover 3, he should obviously be deeper, but out of a bunch set, if you read 2 and 3 leaving you, you've only got 1 to deal with, 1 to match. In this case, it's Andrews, but I digress a little bit. Winfield has stepped up to cover basically 22 one time. I don't know about you, but I'm happy to see him playing this well, to get the opportunities, to display separation on vertical routes against an athlete the caliber of McCollum is notable. To me, it looks like the type of route that is possibly going to come back here to the sideline. Didn't see much in terms of a reaction from McCollum like he expected Winfield to be there, but with this safety pushing deep half part of the field, I think McCollum has come up too far there. It's a beautiful throw by Lamar. Great pass pro by our guys up front. The Bucs have dropped. You can't really see him. He's off screen here. They've dropped one of the inside linebackers out, and Lamar puts this right on the money, really drops it directly into Bateman's hands. I think it was Aikman said it on the Lamar looked confident releasing the football, number 1. Number 2, Bateman to get a win. I think McCollum has been playing really well this year. He did give up, or he did miss the tackle on the overtime touchdown by the Falcons, I think 3 weeks ago in their loss in Atlanta in the division. And then here now he's given up a long touchdown to Bateman. Our offense is difficult to handle because of so many guys being able to have an impact. I think it's truly, like Lamar said a couple of weeks ago, pick your poison. Last play that I'll illustrate, we're talking about 8.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Up 34-18, we go down and make it a field goal. It's a 3rd and 6. Bateman just a little speed out against the rookie. Clean win, easy. One thing to note here, it's 12 personnel. It's 3rd and 6. What the heck are the Bucs doing with their base defense on the field? I might be wrong, but to me this looks like 2 OLBs, 3 interior defensive linemen, 2 inside linebackers. So what's the point here? Perhaps being able to give the rookie a little bit more help over there to that boundary side would have allowed him to play this speed out. Lamar has, look how sharp Lamar is. Already let go of the football. Can't even track the football. I've lost it somewhere in this area here. Ball's already out, on its way to Bateman. Clean up to 50 catches, 6 to 8 touchdowns. There's more opportunities to get him the ball, number 1. Number 2, he will be open. I think that's pretty obvious. It's been well documented by multiple people. The cool thing is I haven't heard Bateman talk about it. Have you? Has he ever talked about it on social media or in interviews? Like, I'm open, throw me the ball, I'm available to get the ball, which are all true statements. But it doesn't seem like he has that type of mentality. Now, perhaps others would say, we would like him to be a little bit more selfish. We'd like him to be a little bit more ego-driven. I love the way he's playing this year as a complementary piece to everything else the Ravens are accomplishing. We have the number 1 rushing attack in the league. I think the number 1 offense, regardless of what the metrics say. If you look at our yards per play, it's truly unbelievable what we have done for our yards per play in the last 3 weeks. I talked about this in my Ravens offense film study that I did earlier where we focused on the 2nd and 3rd possession. I believe we entered the Cincinnati game averaging 6.6 yards per play. We exited that game averaging 6.8 for the season. A difficult thing to do once you get to your third, fourth, fifth game of the year to increase your yards per play based upon one data set, one game of 50 to 54 to 60 plays. We went from 6.6 to 6.8 after the Bengals game. I think after the Washington game, we went from 6.8 to 6.9. Well, Bateman, Flowers, Andrews, Justice Hill, all of those guys busting so many big plays. We averaged 9.4 yards per play against the Bucs, regardless of what happened to Mike Evans in the first quarter or didn't happen in some other alternate pathway. The Ravens were going to score 40 points last night. Rashod Bateman's a big part of it. A 59-yard catch and a 48-yard touchdown really broke things open against a Bucs defense that thought, I guess, that they were going to be able to blitz us and put pressure on Lamar, and they found out pretty quickly, in my opinion, that they couldn't. Nonetheless, they persisted in the second and third quarter, and we continued to pile up chunk plays, including Derrick Henry, get it going. I'll have a film study video about Derrick Henry's 2024 season out late Tuesday night. You guys let me know if you enjoyed the plays that I picked to show the quality and tone and tenor of Bateman's play in 2023 versus the types of routes and plays he's making in 2024. Seems like his routes are pushed further down the field. Seems like his routes are more focused from the bottom of the numbers to the sideline, basically the outer third or outer 25% of the field, if you will, which is the part of the field that supposedly for a while Lamar had difficulty throwing in. And last year, I think he was number 1 or number 2 in the league. This year, Bateman is pushing Lamar's efficiency rate even higher. Like I said, 21 of 30 catches so far this year. Highest catch percentage that he's had since his rookie year at 67%. Very efficient, taking care of business, taking care of the football, taking care of business in terms of the opportunities that are out there for him when the ball was thrown to him. He's making plays, justifying the Ravens' decision to extend him before this season. Appreciate you guys' time, man. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comment section. If you're not aware, likes and comments help drive the content to be pushed out to larger audiences. It also benefits me as the content creator in terms of revenue generated and kind of justifies my time spent creating these film study videos for you guys. Appreciate you guys' time. If you think other Ravens fans would enjoy this film study look at Rashod Bateman's play against the Bucs on Monday Night Football, then please consider grabbing a link to this video, sharing it out on social media to help this content get more reach.